And we are back. We are talking about oranges, the natural promoters. So in today's world, we shut down much of what gives people joy, like going against the grain, following your heart instead of your head, making money, and the list goes on. The fact is, anything that creates joy causes us to evolve. Still, we have so many sources of it, including simple pleasures and the right to be carefree. That it's one of the most sought after states of being. And especially right now, after with COVID happened, and still the stuff going on with COVID, with them wanting to shut down everything and making all these mandates and trying to take people's freedom and all this and that. It's a big thing going on. So the secret is everyone has different angles on happiness. And when we share them, we expand our awareness and become more appealing. The spirit of the orange chakra helps us redefine joy and remember any route to it so we become perfect, whole, and complete in ourselves. And we all want to feel whole and complete in ourselves. So we always got to have that orange friend. So a basic definition with the oranges are blessed with being good at sexuality, play, relationships, and just letting go. Many of us have a hard time getting our sacral chakra moving, but oranges and their giftedness do not. And we've went through the chakras, so we know which chakra is what. So we have the root chakra, then the sacral chakra, and then the I can't even think now. I do them by heart. And I can't even think of that one now. I'll remember it after this video is done. Watch. But anyways, back to oranges. Many of us have a hard time getting into our sacral chakra moving. But oranges and their giftedness do not. They respect, understand, and model how to handle these topics. It's related to their highest expression of giftedness in promoting, lifting things to a higher level. With their certain intuition, they see how you can move forward and what you will or what you are willing to do before you do it. The natural promoters in sales and the outside field. They work hard to gain the happiness of others so that they themselves can feel the divine love as well. People who create experiences, find circumstances, and see opportunities for others to have fun. Have an abundance of positive energy that attracts others. Their talents aim to promote you to a higher level of vibration. And joy is the highest emotional vibration there is. They do not always succeed in helping the rest of the colors remain happy, because sometimes we do not like what an orange must do to get us there, or what we need to do to stay there. But most non-oranges have a hard time with the sacral chakra task, and oranges can make the difference and often do in helping us release the constraints and integrate joy, even when we're on the opposite or the opposing side of it. They really love being motivational and motivational speakers, even experts in appreciation. Oranges want to encourage you to enjoy your life and be the best that you can be. They can't help but see the promotable qualities in you. They are frank when they speak. I can see my grandma being an orange. Of you admirably. They speak of you admirably. But also, they also impermeable to contradiction. So, because they only hear, see, and say yes, it's easy for you to be convinced by their manner that they mean what they say about you, about anything. There is an internal acceptance and motivation moving through them that allows you to soak in and believe their opinions and their certainties. People are their focus, giving them center stage. They show you who you are and what you could be. Enjoy. So, I ask you, wouldn't that be great? That would be awesome to be just bubbly all the time. That's what an orange is. Just bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. So, wouldn't it be great, they say, if you had your own business and got out of your head and get ahead of your class? Because you are so smart and creative. After they've pumped you up, they might also offer the best humanity has to offer: a good car, a connection at work, an educational program, and the list just goes on and on. They may or may not make counter offers. So, orange gifts, having fun. Oranges shine when they are having fun, which they do without a second thought. They can be like live wires. Even oranges who appear calm vibrate with joyful energy that picks you up. They may ask you questions or tell you things that constantly focus you on what is coming up ahead, that is a joyful opportunity for you. Who would argue with that? If you want to find an orange, look for the twinkle in their eye. An orange who is suppressed in their gifts will not come across happy, but will exhibit a high amount of nervous energy. It takes quite a bit of conditioning to suppress this energy. So you will still see it as moving under their surface even when they are sad. Their energy sparkles. It's bubbly and it crackles and it just shines through. So that's a bit on the oranges. So let's talk about oranges as an influencer. We all need to determine how to live in our gifts. It's an individual choice. So oranges can experiment with what makes them and others happy. Otherwise, how will you know when to? How will you know when too many boundaries have been crossed? Of course, their openness to fun is already deeper and wider than anyone else. Their boundaries are not the same as yours, and they don't always know where they stop. Those of us without orange as a spiritual gift make choices based on our own core motivations. And because of this, we might forego integrating joy into our lives. We forget, but that's what they are always seeking. That's why they are good at helping you to achieve something glorious. Whether that be a fun afternoon, an entire career change, or more risk taking. They get your sacral chakra in flow so you can create things in your life that you desire. They focus you on how to feel better so you'll make a great choice. They are the joy bringers. You know when a conversation needs to end. They know before you know. True happiness for them is found in not being bound, as in for too long. Oranges will move on, as in move away, from the following experiences, people, and situations that make them feel sad. They do not like to be around too much seriousness, sadness, and loneliness. When things are just okay, they find themselves to say, sorry, the lighting got into my notes and I can't say. So, When things are just okay, they find something to say and say it in the most hopeful way, even if it's just the latest news, to help you remember your joy. They can get a been there, done there feeling, or that feeling very easily. Blah, blah, if I can talk today. I hope that didn't come out all jumbled. I'm having a hard time today just trying to get my words out. They can get, yeah, wait. So, for what makes them happy is something new that makes them happy. They need lots of alone time because they love to get their energy back so they can go out of the house again. They love getting out after they've done being alone, and they relish in it. I mean, they love to just be out. They love getting out after they've done. Yeah, I've just said that. I don't know what is up with me today. I'm not staying focused, and that is a problem. I'm all bubbly today. My orange is coming out of me today because we're on a trip, and my mind's going all over the place. But let's get back to what I'm trying to tell you guys there about oranges. So, they need lots of alone time because they love to get their energy back so they can go out of the house again. It's all about them and you, because eventually they will turn their presence into a gift for you again. So they love getting out. I don't know why I want to keep saying that. They want to get out. Do you hear me? They want to get out. So you're not really. So if you're sitting too long or doing one thing for a long time, you're not really dancing in a feminine flow. So, from activity to activity, so you're not having fun. And you know oranges understand how to move. They are the lives of the party. Naturally, no matter how good they get at living in their gifts, they may still need help staying on track with what they are doing currently. Focus is key, but not always easy to come by. An average orange can be interruptive because there is a timing in all things. Of this, they see and perceive. They're looking for that shiny object. I was there not too long ago. That does help them help you. So, yes, I was. So, I'm a violet. So I've got all the rainbows in me, and my orange came out not too long ago. I think it's coming out now too because I'm all over the place, unfocused. So when you are not doing well, they will either try to joke you out of your mood, take you with them to have fun, or give you counsel. These three strategies, which I'll call short, mid, and long term, allow them to keep us up and prevent us from dwelling on the down times. Let's take a look at these three approaches, because one of the biggest parts of being an orange for others is to bring us up. So the short-term techniques for masterful self-awareness, the short-term strategy for making you happy is to make you laugh or feel good about yourself. To make you laugh, they'll find either a joke you find funny or an embarrassing question. If it takes a well-placed comment to do that, they will say it. Sometimes this is offensive, but it usually does achieve its objective, the changing of your perspective. If they have done that, if they have gotten your attention away from the sad thing and onto something that feels better, they have done their work. They have either made happiness come alive or gotten you closer to it, even if they had to go below the belt to make it happen. So, midterm strategies for helping keep you up. They could involve you in anything, for example, going out to lunch or taking a break to have a party, These are all spur of the moment things. They will host an impromptu get together. They will buy you something. Um, they will point out that someone um, thinks that you are doing good. They are always watching to see if they can find something with to the point of having fun, and will take you with them all the way to the end. So these are just a few of the midterm. Then you have the long-term methods. And their long-term strategy is more about giving you perspective on how your experiences contribute to the eventual happiness, helping you to take stock of the now. They point out happiness in the moment that you just haven't seen yet, because you haven't yet learned what you should do about the situation. Their job is to get you out of it. If they can't directly jack you out of your old flower pot, they will go over things that have happened so you can see what the moment holds for you. When they hold counsel like this, strategizing on how to get you off the ground, they help you to see what the bright sides are and what you have gone through. So in order for you to move forward and to be successful, you must see how great things really are underneath. Oranges also need to take care of what has to happen in the people around you in order for you to be happy in a long-term way. So when they give input, they will talk about how other people contribute to the problem and what moves you could make, as if everyone is on a chessboard. Going beyond counsel, they will put themselves out of their way for you. They will find ways to get you or themselves out of almost any kind of hot water. So, this is about the oranges. The orange traps, now, on the other hand, is staying in reality. They have a hard time staying in reality. Oranges and the traps may lose touch with reality. They will paint a false picture to keep the dream reality around them. They will sometimes deny that they had anything to do with any wrongdoing. Oranges can get over an affair in a day. Externally imposed punishment and acceptance of responsibilities is not an option if it doesn't feel good. When an orange acts out of love, they will have strong integrity and even so bring out the joy. Oranges are constantly connected with how they feel about themselves, the feeling in the air, and the influence of emotion on others. In their great giftedness, they go with the flow in a reasonable manner. They are able to follow the fun without hurting others. And in their traps, when they are not happy with the way things are going, they can manipulate people into doing the things that they want them to do so they can feel good or be dishonest. This is the case when something is not done for the sake of another, but rather for the orange to avoid pain. No matter how unfortunately or spectacularly they may be perceived by others, all oranges are seeking connected flow states. They are characterized by one, joy, the highest vibration, and two, happiness, which is only possible when you forget the outcome. Even in our traps, we seek wisdom. We learn from the traps. Oranges do too. If they can't find fun in their gifts, they will find it in their traps. So, oranges process a wide variety of emotions. They ride tides of emotions and will often make decisions based on their feelings. They can be okay, but larger decisions can also be based on what will bring joy later, not just now. So to delay gratification will help an orange understand that they can accomplish is greater than the short-term prosperity. When advice to others is given based on an orange's short-term feelings, the advice doesn't stand the test of time because it doesn't consider the facts, wisdom, or trust in how things happen, which could create better opportunities down the road. So, moving on to quickly being unstable. So, while moving on is necessary for an orange, they can be too good at moving on and not finishing a project, not committing to things that, in the end, and that make them more happy and bring them to greatness. The gifts and traps exist on a continuum. When we go too far with one action, it's a trap. When we don't go far enough with another, it's a trap. It depends on the movement, the motion, whether they are living like a social butterfly or saying yes to too many serious responsibilities. It's the same. When oranges are breathlessly reciting their list of things to do, a trap is coming on. They get to the point where they can not keep track of all their commitments, some of which have nothing to do with how they really feel deep inside. So, analyzing their emotions and blaming others. One of the most serious traps of an orange can get into is this, which hurts the inner self, is that of analyzing emotions. When they get into a situation in their mind and look for reasons why they feel the way that they feel, they come up with things other people did and said that may or may not be true. When they make decisions based on the emotions that result from the story, they get off track. They avoid taking responsibilities for their actions, and they don't learn, and they don't move on to the next step in life. The analysis itself takes them away from their joy. They blame you because, after all, how could the joy master cause a situation where unhappiness rules? The belief that situations, when set up correctly, lead to happiness can catch them in a web of deceit. This happens when they've gotten attached to having things go their way because they've achieved that so many times. That self-punishment is another trap for them. So oranges sometimes decide to punish themselves for the boundaries they've broken or for not being able to make something unfold in a wonderful way. But even though they can help people create joy in so many ways, any expression of the highest vibration is never focused, but always chosen by both parties. When an orange feels joy, it's because they've successfully caused someone to choose it. It's not because anyone has faked anything. Even if the joy happens in an adulterated fashion, oranges got somewhere, and they aren't actually responsible if the other people have regrets. And then returning to joy is another trap that they have. So oranges, when they get in their trap, it's a hard time for them to get back into returning to that joy state that they were in before. So the way out of that, any of these traps, is to return to a feeling of joy within. And that's what they have to do to get out of these traps. But it's so hard for them to do this. Therefore, oranges must find themselves in their divine light, but will need to change perspective or find an experience to make that happen, because that way they won't stay stuck in their negative point of view. They'll reconnect with their soul's desires, allowing them to have fun again. Only when an orange is in their joyous state can they Be the change they wish to see in others. This is where they must take the high road, even when everyone else, it may seem, is taking the low one. It's necessary to keep connecting with joy even when you don't want to, even when you feel that other people show you the way to feeling bad. Being happy no matter what. Breaking the connection between action and outcome has to occur at some point in an orange's spiritual evolution. They must let themselves be happy because that is who they are, not because they focus on a circumstance to dictate it. You know how they always say life is like a box of chocolates? Well, let's say life is like a box of oranges. Oranges can be great at moving on without looking back on a consistent basis. They are also among the most generous with the giving of their time, money, and energy to help you, give you counsel, and create awesome experiences of the joy seeking variety. Oranges create joy with divine abundance. They are the joy that they seek. They are the light. They see the light. And they move towards it. They are unafraid of the power of feeling good, which some of us often forget. Still, they press on. For an orange, life is an orange, and they want you to eat it with the juice dripping down your chin. They want you to be completely happy all the time. So, let's talk about a few famous oranges in the Master Chakra field. So, famous oranges include Mark Twain, the great American humorist who saw humor in everything and was liked by everyone. Conan O'Brien is an orange, is a master orange. Um, will do anything to make you laugh. And Bob Hope helped others as a comedian and an entertainer for the troops. Who in your life is an orange? Tomorrow I will go into yellows, the natural thinkers. Till next time, take care.